Boom, this is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a bit of Azur laying on tap today. We got a few things to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so what do we got? Well, we've got the event is already started. It's a call to arms. We're in phase 1. So as always, anytime, this is a standard call to arms event, everyone. Standard format, no changes. We're not reinventing the wheel. You got 4 ships, Prince Eugen, Peter Strasser, Tirpitz, and U-47. U-47 is, of course, a sub. Now, these ships are currently at an experience up status. If you go into your dock, you will see them. Let's sort this to our blood to make it a little bit simpler to actually to that. So we want to do Tirpitz. I've got her 120, U-47's at 118. We'll be at 120 in a few days. Eugene's at 120, and Strasser is at 82. Remember, Peter Strasser was the big letdown we had there several months ago. More than several months ago. I think it was almost a year ago when we were expecting a really awesome ship. We got a ship that the proc on the slow is pretty much useless. It hardly ever procs, making her a ship that's not used much at all, which is why I've only got her 82. But you want to bring all these up to 70 and fully limit break them. The reason is simple. Phase 2, which will be starting, just get it here. Phase 2 will be starting on the 29th, so in 4 days. Phase 2 starts. You're going to need 2,800 points to get the limited portrait frame. The way you get those points is simple. Build the ship, level it up to 70, and fully limit break it. Okay? Problem. Building ships is RNG based. Therefore, you might not get lucky. If the RNG gods are not blessing you, you might have a ship that you don't actually build. Maybe 1 or 2 ships that you don't build. That's what phase 1 helps you with. There will be what I like to call bonus missions, and those bonus missions state that if you use these ships, okay, in the sorties during phase 2, you earn some training points. So basically, this is sort of like if you come up short, there's one ship that you can't build and you don't have enough points. You can get some points by doing this with these ships, but they must be fully limit broke and they must survive. Okay, so they can't die in the sortie, which means you need them to 70 because that's the only way to limit break them. And 70 should be sufficient for them to survive. I would actually bring them up a little bit more just to be on the safe side. Stick a good set of weapons on them and maybe stick some bulge purple armor on them to give them a little bit better defense, and they should survive fine. You could use these in, I think A, B, and C, and D. But I think you can use all the ships in like A and B, so you don't have to use them in the harder stages. So you should be able to use them 10 times, I think, and you get the bonus points. So just have those ships ready to go. That's why they're giving you experience up, so you can level them up faster and get them to get them to 70, so that you could get them ready for this phase 2 of the event. So I've already got them all limit broke, so I'm not really fretting it or anything. I'll use them if I have to. Otherwise, I'll just go for the ships. All right, so that's the second phase. All right, so what else we got? Well, we've got a couple of the things. We've got a blueprint completion plan for Kittikos. Of course, go ahead and do this. Just do your research projects to get them, even if you don't use them. Even if you haven't built her, you can still store them and just have them. Okay, and then if you do decide to build her in the future, you'll have them. Snowy Night. This is after for Marblehead. I already have this, but I've already got the points to get it. It only takes 1,500 points. So on the 7th day, I'll get it. So commanders who already own it will get some coins. This is for little Sandy. Just want to collect her, so go ahead and do it. Just run anything above 3 and above, and you'll get it. The Season Cruise mission, of course, is for the Fairwinds Cruise mission that's up right now. So that's up. That popularity polls out. It's over. Jersey won. Okay, I was really pressing for FTG, but she was in second. So I think Jersey was first. I think Eugen got second, and then FTG was third. So, all right. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. They announced it. I did looking at it. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. Now, let's talk a little bit about UVH, Ulrich von Hutton. Not Hooten, Hutton, I believe. So UVH, what is this? Or did Azur Lane devs just pull this out of thin air? Actually, no, they did not. Um, there were blueprints and plans for UVH. She was going to be the next level of battleship for the Kriegsmarine. Um, the Bismarck class was their current state-of-the-art class. You know, that's where Bismarck, all those had. It was basically, this was the next level of class. This was the with the bigger, they had bigger guns basically. So bigger guns, more power, longer distance. Okay, that's what it was. It was clearly because um, Japan basically refused to ratify the treaty. Uh, so an escalation issue was occurring where everybody just said, okay, well, the treaty. Everybody just started building bigger ships. The United States was going with the North Carolina class battleship, bigger guns, 40-some centimeter guns, I believe is what they were. Um, and so this was, um, you know, Germany's response to that was the next level of ship. Plans were designed. They had blueprints. They started to build her. That's right. They were under construction early, but then the war broke out, and all the metal that was going to be used for them needed to be used elsewhere, so it was sold for scrap, so that they could, use it to build other war items that were more urgently needed at the time. So, there were plans. Construction was beginning, and then it just got halted. The names were never officially announced because there were no names officially known. What we do know, what I've been able to find out, I think, is the fact that Hitler mentioned UVH was going to be one of the names. There was another one he mentioned. He mentioned this in documented uh, meetings. Somehow he mentioned it, and it was recorded that he mentioned it, but it wasn't never made official. He did not want to name them. You see, his thought was that he did not want to. But you have to understand when England, when the hood was sunk, the blow to England's psyche was tremendous. I mean, it just like horrible. Okay, I mean they rallied and of course and went after, um, went after, uh, but it was just a blow. So he did not want that to happen. Okay, so that's exactly why he wanted to name the ships, but he wanted them to be German named, but not something that was associated with, like something famous. Okay, so that when it was sunk, it would not be a blow to the psyche. Bismarck interprets, those ships got sunk, and it wasn't helping things. So he wanted something that was a little less emotionally, something that the German people would not be necessarily emotionally attached to. So he had some German sounding names, but they weren't officially famous or anything. And one of those names was Ulrich von Hutten. So that's where the name was come. So this is not a, this is, yeah, it's a paper ship, but it did have an official blueprint, bigger guns. So we're going to see a ship that's probably on par with Jersey and on par with FDG. FGG will still be more powerful simply because of the fact that FDG she just has the skill set. I mean, it's an awesome damage skill set, but she's a tank too. She heals, she heals herself and everything. So her kit's still better. So she's still going to be the best ship. So this is going to be an improvement to anybody's backline. So I suggest anybody who doesn't have FTG. I do have FTG, of course, and I do have FTG fully maxed right here. So this is the best ship in the game right now. But you have to understand something. If this is not easy, this was not easy, guys. It took me a long time. If you go back and watch my Azur videos, it took me months, months, and months and months to get her built. Okay, I've hosted her. I've got max set of equipment, all max set of skills. As you can see, she has excellent skills. So she's still going to be the best ship in the game. So what are you going to do in the back line? Well, I mean, this is going to see the biggest problem that we've had with Bismarck being the flagship is the fact that she's an excellent flagship. Don't get me wrong, but she is a little bit light when it comes to straight damage. But she does give the buffs, so that makes it good. So, my current plan is Bismarck FTG on one side, UVH on the other, bookend, so to speak, and we'll see if that does. I don't know. We haven't got UVH's skill set yet, so we have no idea if she can substitute as a flagship. But just understand that she's not. So I don't think she was ever designed to be the flagship. Bismarck was still supposed, the Bismarck was supposed to be flagship, and she's always will be the flagship. So I don't see them giving her flagship capabilities just a bunch of damage is what I'm thinking, because she's going to have a bigger gun. So that's what we'll have to see. So that's where we're at that point. All right. So on that, I am sorry that everybody didn't get the HMS event. I know everybody was pushing for it. I understand. I empathize with you. They have been ignored quite a bit when you go to look at what they've got. I mean, they've got, you want to build Monarch. Monarch's a priority ship. She should be your first target. She's an excellent battleship, does excellent damage. But as you can see, they've got Warspite. Warspite's an SR ship, but once you do the retrofit, she becomes a UR ship. You've got the Hood. She's good. She does good damage. You've got at least, I've always been upset that the flagship is an epic ship. It should be an SSR ship, or it should have a retrofit that makes it UR capable. But so my assumption, I think if they do an HMS and give us a UR ship, they should give us another Queen Elizabeth, a flagship Queen Elizabeth, commiserate with her title and commiserate with her stature. But we'll see. They've got other good ships too. I mean, Duke of York is a really good ship. I use Duke of York quite frequently. I'm in the process of bringing up some of these other ships. I've got them at 70. Then I've got, I've got King George, Limit Broke, Swift Sure's been Limit Broke. So I'm bringing up these ships. So they've got some ships, but they really haven't had anything new. Okay, there just hasn't been anything associated. They had the Maid event, HMS Maid event last year, I believe it was, where we got some new ships that came out. We got Dido, another version of Sheffield. So we got some ships, but nothing really, to really punch the psyche or make, say, ooh, that's an awesome fleet, I want to start using those ships. We haven't had that for them in a long time. So that's why a lot of people were thinking, hey, we're going to get a HMS event with a new ship. But I was actually myself hoping for Sovetskaya Soyuz, the flagship for the Northern Fleet, but maybe that'll be in the future as well too. I mean, she's at least been hinted at and mentioned in another event, so I was hoping that was going to be it, but it was not to be. So that's where we're at with that. So yeah, the ship does exist. There was blueprints, so that is the state. So it does have real life associations with it, so it's not that bad. So don't look at it that bad. Plus, we got another powerhouse from Ironblood Fleet. My Ironblood Fleet's pretty darn powerful right now. Anytime I want to do some butt kicking, I take it out because it can. Sometimes if I'm looking, if I need a little bit of if I need a little bit of aircraft, want to do a little bit of aviation damage, I'll take out Tirpitz and put in Graf Zeppelin. But this thing just is a beast. The front line, we've got Heinrich and then double runes. I mean shields. There's shields all over the place. This front line is just ridiculously powerful. Okay, I mean there's just all three of them got shields rotating around them, so they just continue to last and last and last and last. So if I'm going up against some of the heavy Fairhurst stuff, I can put them in and they do fine. Sometimes I'll take out one of the runes and put San Francisco in here just to give central healing for the front line, just if I need a little bit more. I beat several of the harder levels doing that. Some of the final zones and stuff in some of the events, but yeah, it's just an excellent fleet. I enjoy it. I love the way it looks. Immensely impressed with the graphics of Prince Heinrich here. She was the surprise ship of the events a couple while back, and she's an excellent tank. I like Tirpitz as well too. Tirpitz does pretty good damage. And then of course FTG, and then of course Bismarck in the center. And Rune, of course, priority ship, but you should definitely build Rune after you build Monarch. Okay, she's a good ship. All right, so yeah, that's where we're at. So it's good. So just get those ships out there. We got a few more days. Get them leveled up so that if you do unable to build all the ships, you'll have a little bit of a buffer. All right. So I want to wish everybody a very merry Christmas and a happy New Year. But we'll talk before the New Year. Once they give us the ships, we'll talk about the skills and stuff. See if anything's worth going for, and then we need to make some decisions as to if any of the ships are something we want to bring up. We'll of course go and get UVH. And we'll, of course, bring her up full, of course, and fully limit break her. For you guys who are just starting in the game, the only way to limit break your ship is with a copy of the ship. Don't expect to get a lot of copies of the ship in the build, so you need to be focusing on getting the prototype workshop. You need to get this little bulletin right here. Okay, specialized bulletin custom. This is required to limit break your ship. It's the only way to do it other than a copy. So you want to make sure that you store up some cores so that you can get these. You're going to need I think you're going to need 1, 2, 3. You're going to need four or five of them actually to fully limit break the ship. So just keep that in mind so that when the time comes you'll have some of these. So you can get them inside the events. They have events for these on a weekly and monthly basis. Specialized core right here. It's a chance to get some of them. Okay. So make sure that you definitely are in with that, because if you want to level up the ship once you get it, you need those bulletins. Okay. The other bulletins won't work. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, to see the bell. Click on it. You'll be notified each time I drop a video. Also remember to like and share the videos. It helps the channel immensely. Ken Rear, coming at you from a corner, signing out.